everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. I hope wherever you are in the world, today has been treating you well. In today's video, I'm going to be going over every single category in my makeup routine and telling you my top 3 in every category. You already know, if you have seen my channel before, you know that I'm going to start talking fast. I'm going to start getting excited and this video is going to be long. Honestly, probably one of my longest videos that I have ever posted. So I highly recommend that you get yourself a drink, you get yourself a snack and you get yourself a blanket because we are going to be here for a little while. If you haven't seen my channel before, hello, my name is Millie. I post 3 times a week on a Monday, a Wednesday and a Friday. It's always affordable, it's always cruelty free. If you want to see more rambling from me, you can subscribe down below, but let's just dive straight on in because like I say, there's a lot of products out on my table in front of me and I am already excited to get talking about them. So everything will be linked down below. If there's anything that you want to look into further, I will leave everything linked. There will be affiliate links. You don't have to use those links, but if you do, it does support my channel and I really appreciate it. So starting with primers. Firstly, the P. Louise Get a Grip I Never Slip Up When I'm Stuck on You Gripping Primer. I don't often need or want a gripping primer, but okay, so I've got dry skin, I need something really nice and hydrating, but if I also need something to grip onto my makeup, if I'm going to a wedding, if I am doing something that's going to be all day, if I need my makeup to look absolutely tippity top all day long, this is the primer that I would go for. It's not one that I would reach for just on an everyday basis, but one that I really enjoy using when I need that extra longevity in my makeup. Like I say, for a long day, for a day where it's maybe, I don't know, something a little bit more than just every day, you know, this is the one that I would go for. Again, really nice and hydrating if you have dry skin, but also I feel like a lot of people would really appreciate that sort of very lightweight serum-y feeling, but it also, when it like sinks in, it does have that really nice tacky grippy feeling. I also picked the e.l.f. Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. I know it says setting spray in the name, but I love this under my makeup just for an everyday, hence why I only have like less than half of this left. I like this just on an everyday to hydrate, to juice up the skin, to add that little bit of something to the skin, to prime it nicely for foundation. Just on an everyday, it's a really lightweight spray, it's a really lightweight feeling on the skin, and again just adds that really nice level of hydration. I don't necessarily love this over the top. I mean, I've used it over the top of my makeup, but I don't necessarily love this over the top because it is that like, I mean, I've already shaken it up so you can't really tell, but it is that like 2 layer. If I try and not shake this around, it might sort of reform in front of our eyes, but it is like a liquid and then an oil on the top, and you shake it up and spray and it like combines. So for dry skin, that's beautiful under foundation, but not necessarily something that I feel like I really need over the top. Not that it really affects the wear of my makeup in any sort of negative way, it doesn't, but I just find the feeling of it being on my skin really pleasant underneath my makeup. I feel like you can sort of see where it's getting darker at the top and lighter at the bottom. I shouldn't have shaken it up before I started talking about it. Then, this is a recent find, but one that I cannot stop using. And technically it is a primer, but it is also an SPF. So this is the PS Pro Sunbeam Tinted Primer, SPF 50. This is beautiful. It is ever so slightly tinted. I will show you a tiny little bit on the back of my hand, but honestly I don't want to waste it. It is ever so slightly pink, but like not so much that it gives really any sort of coverage. It just looks sort of soft and glowy, and you don't get the white cast that you would get from a lot of SPF products. This under makeup, beautiful, and it also provides you with that SPF coverage that is so important. I'm not going to ramble on about the importance of SPFs. If you want to see a full video breaking down my favourite SPFs for under makeup, I will leave one linked. But that video I only filmed 6 weeks ago, and I hadn't even tried that primer. And now I would absolutely put that primer in a roundup video of that sort because it's fantastic. So next up, foundations. I have 3 very different foundations here. I'm wearing this today under another foundation, but it can be used as a foundation, it can also be used as a primer. I sort of used it as a primer today. This is the Catrice Soft Glam Filter Stick Glow Booster. I have this in 010 Fairlight. I have nearly finished this after only trying it a couple of months ago. It's nearly completely finished. I love the finish of this. If you like the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood thing, the e.l.f. Halo Glow, but you want something that's more convenient than that and a little bit less glowy, so it is more suitable for just wearing on its own. Basically no coverage, but just something to sort of even everything out. If you don't have, I don't like the term, but if you don't have problem skin, if you don't have a lot that you need to cover, but you just want to sort of even everything out a little bit, this is your gal. I cannot stop using this. I'm almost out. I have a backup. I don't ever want to live without this. You can use it on its own, you can use it under foundation like I have today, you can use it over the top if you just need to add a little bit of glow to the top of your cheeks as like a highlight stick. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful, and just so nice and creamy and lasts really, really well. Even though it's a glowy product, like it is a glowy sort of filter on the skin, not in like a blurry way, but just in a, I don't know, just a glowy, juicy, delicious way. It's beautiful. It's so, so beautiful and just works in so many different ways. Like if I can only pick 3, I'm picking this because I can use it in so many different ways, you know? Then, obviously, the Sleek in Your Tone foundation. Again, I am so close to being out of this. This has been laid down in my drawer. Honestly, I've probably got like 2 uses left in this. I've already got a backup of it. It's just perfect. This is my perfect glam, more coverage foundation. Every year I do a video where I like go over all of my makeup products and say, if I was getting married this year, these are the products that I would use. And I think it's been 2 years on the trot that I've picked this foundation. It's absolutely beautiful. And the last time I checked, it was on offer for £5 in Boots. Like, if you're even on the fence, go and pick this one up. It's absolutely beautiful. Soft matte finish, buildable coverage. You can absolutely get like a medium, light medium coverage out of this, or you can really layer it up and get it to look very, very glam, but it never looks heavy, it never feels heavy. That's important. I just absolutely love this. I just took a risk on it one day. I saw it in Boots and I was like, yeah, you look interesting, and I just cannot stop. Can't stop, won't stop, absolutely love it. Even for someone with dry skin, such as myself, I do still quite like a matte finish. Sometimes I want to be glowy. And like glowy all over, like I want to look like I've just run the London Marathon, which, no, simply never. Gosh, I got sidetracked then, didn't I? Yeah, sometimes I want to look glowy and I want to look glowy all over, and then other times I want to look matte. And this is like the nice soft matte. It doesn't look dry. It doesn't grab to any dry areas. It feels very, very lightweight, but also just covers all of your sins. If you've got any, which of course I don't because I'm perfect in every single way, then we've got the Revolution Skin Silk Luminous Serum Foundation. And you may notice that this is still in its packaging. I am not allowing myself to open this. It's been in my drawer for a little while, but I am not allowing myself to open this until I have finished another couple of foundations in my drawer. It'll probably be that Catrice one and some others that are close, and I'm like, after that I can treat myself to opening this one. I have this in the shade F2. I have the sleek one in 2N, if you were wondering. This, for an everyday, the lightest weight feeling, so lightweight feeling, feels like a serum. Even if you have oily skin, I think that you would still like this because of the way that it doesn't set. That makes it sound like it looks dry, but it just stays so beautifully on the skin. I have worn this for really, really long hot days at work and it still looks beautiful at the end of the day. It's glowy, it's a glowier finish. It's definitely a lighter coverage than the sleek one. This is like more coverage. This is less coverage, more everyday, more glowy. I actually wonder how these would mix together. I don't know if I've ever tried that. Well, I'm gonna have to when I open this. I bet together they would look really, really beautiful because you'd get like the best of both worlds. Tell me that song is not stuck in your head now. But yeah, every single day I went through this so quickly and I was like scraping. I was using a cotton bud to like scrape. I need to get one of those spatula things, but I was scraping around the inside. I was like, it can't be over. It's beautiful. Just the most beautiful glowy finish. But yeah, I don't think it would be too glowy if you had oily skin, because it does just, I don't want to say set down because that makes it sound dry, but it does just stay. It's a fantastic, fantastic formula. It must be time for a tea break. Oh, I've put way too much sugar in that. Oh, what a mistake. I'm gonna be up all night. It's like 9:30 in the evening and I'm like, caffeine and sugar? Absolutely, sign me up. So for concealers, I was about to say I've got 3. Of course I've got 3. I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind today. But the one that I'm wearing today, let's start with that one. The Collection Lasting Perfection Ultra Cover Concealer. This has, like, again, another one that I've tried so recently and has just become a firm favourite. I think my concealers are going to surprise you. If you've seen my channel before, I don't have the 17-second skin enhancing concealer in here. Only because, let me justify myself, it absolutely would be in here. I just don't have my shade at the minute, so I'm like, I can't talk about a concealer that I don't even have. But that one would be up there. The Collection one. Coverage. Not too much. It's not cakey looking, but it is buildable. I wouldn't say, I'm sure it says something, yeah, ultra full coverage concealer. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's ultra full. I would say it's like medium to full coverage. I have it on today and I feel like you can still see, I mean, granted, I'm not sleeping a great deal at the minute, but the dark circles do be dark circling. You can still see the blue a little bit. But for the texture of it, it feels very lightweight. It claims to be crease proof. I don't think that it is crease proof. I mean, I have an expressive face, in case you can't tell. I do move my face a lot, so there's a lot of movement going on for this concealer to be like trying to counteract, and it doesn't stay crease proof on me, but the finish of it is lovely. It does almost set down. I don't necessarily find that I have to set this one if I need it to last a very long time. It does do that almost by itself. I think I need a slightly different colour. I think I need one that's a little bit darker than this, because this is very brightening and like coming into summer. I'm hoping to spend a little bit of time outside and get a little bit of a tan, but beautiful. I do think it's better than the original Lasting Perfection concealer. and I really, really like that one, so big fan. Then we have got the matching concealer to that sleek foundation. This is the In Your Tone Longwear Concealer. I'm like holding this so carefully because the packaging is awful. All of this black comes off around here if you're not careful, and it does go all over your hands and then all over everything that you're going to touch. I have this in 1N, so I have this in the shade Down than the foundation, and it is perfect for a little bit of brightening. Again, more of that soft matte finish, which I like around my eyes, because generally the only areas where I get sort of glowy looking, where it can look a little bit London Marathon-y, is in this area, and I will generally put concealer there to like cancel out some of my redness, because it's just the life I'm living. And the finish of this is beautiful. I do often just put this all over my face, blend it out with a sponge and call it a day. This with the Catrice stick, every day, so quick, so easy, really just easy to throw on and you don't even have to look in the mirror, that sort of vibe. Beautiful, beautiful finish. And then for a very lightweight, everyday feeling concealer, I picked this one, which is the Catrice Instant Bright Serum Concealer. This says medium coverage. I would agree with that. You can definitely sheer it out if you're wanting something that is just no makeup. You're wanting something that just looks like you got a little bit more sleep and you want to blend it really far out with, you know, just use a few little dots, blend it right out with a sponge. This is the one that I would go for because it's so lightweight feeling. I think perhaps, I'm 31, but I do sort of get the dry under eyes sometimes, and like perhaps some issues that slightly more mature peoples would get. This is the one that I would recommend if you were more mature, if you had more mature skin, if you had more texture around your eyes, if you were only wanting something that was just to brighten, not to necessarily cover, like you're not wanting to cover spots. I don't generally cover, if I get any spots, I don't generally cover them, I just leave them, I let them live, they heal a lot quicker that way. I do just generally use concealer around my eyes, so that's like where I'm coming from with my concealer preferences. Something that works well around the eyes and is a little bit brightening. This I would say is the most luminous, but not in a sweaty looking way. Again, it's just beautiful. This has niacinamide and hyaluronic acid in it. It says that it's a brightening concealer. I would absolutely agree with that. In terms of like a skincare infused concealer, this is absolutely the one that I would go for. Then for brows, I don't have a great affiliation to any sort of brow pencils or brow gels in general. Like I will use any gel and any pencil. I'm really not fussy as long as the colour is good. I'm easy, like I'll use whatever, but I do have three that would be like, if I lost everything, these are the three that I would repurchase. So starting with the pencil, this is the e.l.f. Instant Lift Waterproof Brow Pencil. This is like a chunky pencil, which means that it's really, really quick. It's really quick to like scribble through your brows, use the spoolie on the other end, and the texture of the pencil almost grabs onto your brow hairs. And let me explain, this is coming from someone with very, very light brow hairs, and they do cooperate. I don't have brow hairs that I need to like glue down. I don't have brow hairs that are very difficult to sort of tame. I only need a very light hold if I'm using any sort of brow gel, but the texture of this pencil, because it's almost a little bit waxy, as I'm like drawing it through and then I brush through with the spoolie on the other end, for me, that is enough hold. I know for a lot of people that wouldn't be enough, but the texture of this is lovely. I haven't tested if it is actually like waterproof. If I was going on any sort of holiday, I would probably take this one, you know, for like around the pool or going in the sea. I mean, I wouldn't go in the sea. I wouldn't go in the sea, but if I was brave enough, this would be like the brow concoction that I would take, because the texture of it is just lovely. Ahead of the original version of this that isn't waterproof, this one, just the texture of it is a little bit more advanced, and I prefer that one. Then obviously, if we're talking brows, e.l.f. Wow Brow. This one is actually like completely dry and very gross looking, so I won't show you it, but it has got almost fibres in it. Again, if you need help building a brow, if you maybe have a brow but it's a blonde brow and the hair that grows out of your head is funnily enough not blonde, I don't know, but my brows are so light and I need so much help building them. e.l.f. Wow Brow changed the game for me with brow gels. I always thought brow gels were only there to hold, were only there to concrete them down, like clear brow gels. I'm just not interested in. I need a tinted to actually coat the hairs, and because this has got those little fibres in, it makes it look like I've got more hairs and it tints them. Not, and when I say tint, I don't mean in like a permanent way, just while it's on, you can actually see the brow hairs. And sometimes I just use Wow Brow if I'm doing like a no makeup sort of a thing. If I'm not really leaving the house but I just want a little bit of something, I would use this just on its own and it would be enough for me to feel like I didn't look like my face ended here and there were brows. Sometimes you just need that little bit of brow to make yourself feel a little bit better, and this would absolutely be what I need. It's on my list to repurchase when I go to Boots this week to do my recycling, and you have to spend £10 to get the points. I'm going to be picking up another Wow Brow because that one is just so dry. I wonder if I took the stopper out I might get a few more days out of it, but honestly, like, it's time for a new one. And then the last product in the brow category is one that I'm wearing today. This is the Technic Featherweight Brow Pen. Now, brow pens are difficult. I don't think a lot of people liked the e.l.f. brow pen. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you tried the e.l.f. brow pen and you liked it, please let me know. But I feel like a lot of people didn't like it. It wasn't pigmented. Nothing came out when you like drew it on. It took a lot of work and like it still looked really light and rubbish at the end of like the application. No good at all. This one is the complete other end of the spectrum. It is so pigmented, almost too pigmented, where you really have to concentrate to do the tiniest little brow hairs. Like, you barely have to touch the skin at all. It is a brush tip like the other brow pens that are available, but the pigment in this brow pen makes it superior. But caveat, you do properly have to concentrate on not pressing it too hard, because if you press it too hard, you will just get like a liquid liner mark in your brows. And it does, like, I have done it before where I've gone too hard and you can just go through with a spoolie and it does sort of disperse the colour a little bit, but then obviously you lose the brow stroke. So you do need to concentrate with it, which, in case you can't tell, I struggle with, but such a beautiful product that really makes your brows, I mean, three of these together, match made in heaven. Beautiful, because you get the majority of the colour from the Elf waterproof, you get a little bit of like the fluffiness from the Wow Brow, and then you can just do the little hair-like strokes in the front, because that's what I generally have to do because I don't have a lot of brow hairs even for the Wow Brow to cover in the front. You do have to sort of go back in and draw those little hair-like strokes. And if you've got any like bald patches, or if you're wanting to like redraw in your arch or anything like that, this is the one that I would recommend because it's beautiful. It's time for a very sugary tea break again. I'm not even sure I want to drink this, you know. So for bronzer and blush, I was trying to narrow it down, okay? Let me off. I was trying to narrow it down to just 3, but I have had to pick 3 cream / liquids and 3 powders. I've got a problem, okay? I've got a problem. But these are like, I cannot live my life without any of these. I know that that's dramatic. I'm okay with that. So starting with the bronzer that I'm wearing today, this is the Technic Contour Easy Blend Contour Stick. Don't get put off by it saying contour. I feel bronzy, like a happy amount of bronzy. I have this in the shade Cool Medium. I wouldn't agree that this is cool. I wouldn't agree that this is a contour shade. This is, let me roll it up a bit. This is the colour. For me and my skin tone, this works beautifully as a bronzer. I don't know about on other skin tones if it would maybe show up more cool. I don't know, but so creamy, so blendable. Really, really great level of pigment. Not too much, because that can also be a problem. Just the perfect amount for doing like a line, a few dots, a line. If you want to see me apply this, it was in the last video that will have been Friday. I don't know where I am, but beautiful, beautiful stick bronzer. Then for a liquid version, the e.l.f. Camo Camo Liquid Bronzer and Contour. This is in Fair Light. Again, for me, this is more of a bronzery shade. The reason I love this is it is ever so slightly luminous. The Technic one, I would say, is just completely matte. This one is ever so slightly glowy, but not in a glittery way, which makes me think that it's not, well, this shade isn't a contour, it is a bronzer. Did I even say what shade it was? Fair Light. I can't remember. Beautiful, beautiful, very, very pigmented. Approach with caution, just a little dot on each like hollow of your cheekbone, and honestly, as you get that like worked into your brush, that's probably enough for your whole face. Very, very pigmented. Approach with caution. They've got a really, really great shade range in these as well, which the Technic one doesn't, but if you can find one that is the right shade for you, it's beautiful. But the e.l.f. one is definitely more diverse in the shade range. And then the last one that I want to talk about is MUA. Firstly, this one smells incredible. Oh, it's so good. This is the I know it doesn't matter how a product smells, but as someone who is very, very sensitive to smells, and like anything will make me sneeze, it does disperse, but just when I open it, I'm like, it smells so good. This is the MUA Bronzed Cream Bronzer. Again, they've got a really great shade range for these as well. I think they've got 8 or they got 10 shades. I can't remember, but this is the second shade, I do believe, Butterscotch. Beautiful, beautiful, warm, almost yellowy based bronzer. I have a warm undertone, so this is the one that works for my skin tone, but beautiful. And again, so creamy, so pigmented, but also, I would say out of all of them, actually, this is probably the most user-friendly in that it just, the creaminess of it, the texture of the product is just so blendable and creamy on the skin that it just glides on. It sets down. It is like a not cream to powder because it doesn't look powdery, but it does set down. It's beautiful. It's so, so beautiful. Yeah, I was just reading to see if it said like cream to powder formula. It doesn't, but it does say a blendable and buildable lightweight creamy bronzer to effortlessly add warmth and definition. I would definitely agree with all of that. It's absolutely beautiful. Then let's do the cream / liquid blushes, because some of them are the twin products to those bronzers. So the Technic blush, specifically this one, Peach Syrup Glowy Blush Stick. This is, I mean, spoiler alert, I love an orange based blush. Again, I've got a problem. I also love a glowy blush. You'll see a theme here. This is so easy to just draw on the face. You can tap it out with a brush, you can tap it out with a sponge. So, so creamy, buildable, just delicious and glowy looking on the skin. Makes it look like you've drunk all of your water when you haven't. It's beautiful. They've got 3 shades. I have 2 of them. This is my favourite one, Peach Syrup. So, so pretty. Then this is the blush. I'm wearing this blush today, but I have another blush over the top. This is the Moira Love Steady Liquid Blush in 03 Honey Pie. This, I only tried this as I'm filming this. It was like 2 weeks ago. And it's already such a firm favourite, like such a firm favourite. I absolutely love this stuff. It's so delicious on the skin. That's the only way that I can describe it. It looks glowy and juicy, and it's just the right amount of pigment. It's not too pigmented. I would actually say out of the 3, this is the least pigment, but that means that you can build it, which I find useful, because if you can't tell, I get overexcited, specifically about glowy orange toned blushes. I get overexcited, and this one just blends out so easily. Like, you can actually leave it on your, like, you could do both sides and then like blend it out, and it's not so finicky is the word that I'm looking for. You've got time, and it blends so, so beautifully and leaves a beautiful, beautiful glow. Then sort of on the other end of the spectrum, but I just love the colour, is the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush. This is in Coral Crush. You don't have time. And it is so, so pigmented. You need the tiniest, like, don't even think about doing a whole dot. You need the tiniest little bit. If you haven't tried these before, I would actually recommend putting it on the back of your hand and just picking up a little bit of product from a brush rather than dabbing the applicator like straight onto your face, because you will get too much. And I do not subscribe to the idea that anybody wears too much blush, but you could absolutely go overboard. You really, really could. This is such a beautiful colour. It's so pigmented though, that if you're a beginner and if you're not sure, and if you like to have a bit more wiggle room with your products to like blend them out, I wouldn't recommend this, but the colour is just so delicious that I think it's absolutely a fantastic product. And this shade in particular, some of them are a little bit glowy and some of them are completely matte. This is a glowy one. It's delicious. So on to the powder products. So let's start with this one because it's the oldest one in my collection. This is the e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer. Look at the size of that, Pam. If you want a matte bronzer, this is the one that I would recommend. It's beautiful. This is a beautiful shade. Did I say? You would think I would remember what I said like literally 25 seconds ago, but no, Forever Sun-Kissed. I wish I knew which way was up. I don't. It's past my bedtime. Beautiful, beautiful, warm bronzer shade that lasts incredibly well. You can put this over the top of like liquid or cream bronzer products to like set them in, or you can just use it on its own. You can use it just on bare skin. It looks beautiful. I do generally prefer a glowy bronzer and blush but sometimes I do want a matte option, sometimes I do want that, and this shade is one that you can sort of use all over. One of the others I wouldn't recommend for like necessarily putting down the side of your nose, or like bronzer, is that what the kids call it these days? Like a bronzer, contour, all in one step. You can just use this as like all in one, use it for everything, eyeshadow, go crazy. Then I also just had to mention this because I love it. It's on the more expensive side for like drugstore. I still consider this drugstore. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is just the original shade. They have more shades, but the original shade for fair to light skin tones is beautiful. I hate the scent. I don't know why I'm holding this so close to my face. What I was saying about the MUA bronzer, smelling delicious, but it disperses. This one does not, and I hate the scent of it. It's like sun cream, and I don't like the scent of that. I am sun intolerant, in case you can't tell. I hate summer, but I mean, I like the makeup, but this is slightly radiant. So the e.l.f. one is matte. This one is slightly radiant, adds a little bit of a glow, adds a little bit of something. The shade of this, for my skin tone, I do use this as like a nose, I say contour, but like not really. I use a very big brush and just put a little bit of colour sort of down the sides of my nose. You can use it across the eyes. Beautiful, beautiful, very soft, very, I was about to say very pigmented, but it's not. It's very sort of blendable. You can really like disperse the colour really, really nicely. I just hate the scent of it. I wish that they would bring out, because they did bring out unscented bronzers, but they're not the same formula. I wish that they would bring out these. I know so many people love the scent. It's a me problem. I get that, but it's just overwhelming to me. Like the scent of that is a lot. Like it is a very strong scent. So the last bronzer is glowy. Like so glowy. This is the Made by Mitchell Bronze Pod. I have this in the shade Caramel Kiss. Look how dirty this is. It's getting to the time of year now where I'm like, I just want to live in this all year round. The colour is so warm and the finish is so glowy. It's just perfection. And if you don't know, Made by Mitchell is the inclusivity king. If you have a skin tone that perhaps you can't just go into, you know, Boots or Superdrug or wherever and find a product that works for you, Made by Mitchell, they have the best shade ranges for all of their products. Foundations, concealers, bronzers, blush, the whole shebang. They have the best shade ranges, and I mean, I actually think I could probably do with a lighter shade. Like this is quite dark, but I can make it work. And I like looking really, really nice and bronzy. And the finish of that is so beautiful. That's the one that I was saying about I wouldn't necessarily put that one down the side of my nose, but across the eyes, that packed on to like the eyelid, and then just with a little bit of mascara. Beautiful, like summery, soft, beachy, glowy, just delicious. Like get me to, where is somewhere warm? Hawaii. Get me to Hawaii. But like, I don't do well in the heat, so like I'd rather be in Skegness. So for blush, glowy blush always. Okay, so the one that I have got on over the top of that Moira blush today, this is the Technic Glow Veil Luminous Baked Blusher. This is in the shade Blissful. This is the most beautiful glowy baked blush. It's so nice and glowy, not an incredible amount of pigment. I did sort of do 2 layers to get this level, and I also had the liquid blush on underneath, but I had 2 layers of this on, built up a little bit, but you can build it. It's not pigment like straight out of the gate. It is more user friendly in that sort of a way. It's just beautiful. In fact, all of the blushes that I'm going to talk about here, that wasn't even planned, but all of these are baked blushes. So next up, I have to talk about Milani Luminoso. Slightly different tone. When I first got this Technic one, I thought that these were maybe, oh, they are similar. The Technic one is a little bit deeper, tiny little bit more orangey, whereas Luminoso on the top here is a little bit more pink peachy. I'm justifying it to myself that they're different enough, but the most beautiful glowy blush. For years I didn't think that this would suit me. I don't know why. It's beautiful. And it's coming into like Luminoso season. This feels very summery to me. In fact, all of these feel very summery. I should probably do this video again in like autumn, because I would definitely change my mind on definitely the blushes, because like in summer I love like an orangey, peachy, warm blush, but I definitely like more deeper berry, slightly darker blushes in autumn, so maybe I'll remember to do that. I won't, but like I'll say it out loud now and maybe I will. And the last blush that I want to talk about is another one from Made by Mitchell. So this is the Blush Pod in Peach Cobbler. Again, it's a similar tone, isn't it? I've got a type, okay? In case you can't tell, I have absolutely got a type. And again, so beautiful and glowy. All of these are. I would say that they're a similar level. I would say actually I could probably take any of these because they're all quite similar. They're all glowy, they're all a similar colour. I love the shade range of the Made by Mitchell ones. I think at this point I have got 6 of these. There is a very bright orange, but I think if I was only choosing 3, I wouldn't necessarily pick the very bright orange, because I don't want that every day. I just like having the option of it. This one, Peach Cobbler, I could absolutely wear every single day. So on to highlight. I could of course use the Catrice stick as a highlight. I put that in the foundation category, but I did still want to pick a liquid. I don't always want a liquid, but if I do, it's this one. I have absolutely fallen head over heels for this since I've had it in my Project 25 uses. So this is the Beauty Bay Liquid Highlight. This is Pearl. I am definitely interested in perhaps trying, is it called Disco? I think it's got like an iridescent shift to it. I'm definitely interested in that one as well. But this is just the most perfect champagne, really blindingly beautiful highlight. So easy to use. I just sort of tap this onto the cheeks and blend it out with a Real Techniques Expert face brush, sort of blend it in. I would generally only use this if I had used a cream blush, and sort of blend the two together on the cheek. Beautiful. And adds that Seen from Outer Space glow that me as a dry skinned gal, that is what I aspire to have at all times. Then if you have seen my channel literally at any point in the last nearly 5 years, you will have heard me talk about this. I cannot believe that this still has some of the pattern left on it, because I can't believe that the packaging hasn't fallen apart yet, because this is Revolution. Not that you can tell because all of the writing is rubbed off. This is the Revolution Highlight Reloaded in Just My Type. This is the highlight that I wore on my wedding day. This is absolutely what I would wear if I was getting married again. It's the softest, never looks chunky. You can layer and layer and layer and layer and layer this up, and it never ever looks chunky. It looks like molten metal on the cheeks. Like it can really, really be built up. Let me show you. The colour is beautiful. Again, if you have a different skin tone to me, they do have different undertones. They do have a fairly decent shade range. For these, £4. And I will never stop talking about this highlight because it just feels so special to me, because it's glowy. Like, it's so glowy. It's an incredible amount of like luminosity, and it's got that like warmth to it, but there's no glitter. There's not a single, and never has been, there's no like overspray on it, never has been glittery. It's beautiful. However, if you want something that is perhaps slightly glittery, not in a chunky way, but definitely in a slightly, it's just a sort of slight different texture. This is the e.l.f. Baked Highlighter in Moonlight Pearls, and I mean I haven't swatched any of the other products, but that one is Moonlight Pearls. You can see it's more glowy than the Revolution one, slightly different undertone. So this is maybe more of an autumn or like winter highlight, a little bit more icy, whereas the Revolution one is a little bit warmer. Again, it'll just come down to like your personal preference if you're even in the market for a highlight, because I know a lot of people don't like highlight. It is one of my favourite steps, probably after glowy blush, because even if I've got a glowy blush on, a lot of the time I do still want a highlight as well. I'm not going to admit that I just drunk that tea, even though it was completely cold. So for setting powder, I mean, technically, if you want to get technical, there's 4 here. However, one of them is a duo. So I would absolutely pick this. This is, I think this was the powder that I wore on my wedding day. I honestly can't remember. I don't know why I've just opened that. There's a loose powder on the bottom, but it's been laid down in my drawer, so that has gone everywhere. I don't love the packaging for this. I actually think that the packaging is quite clunky, like it's just huge. The loose powder is the best loose powder that I have ever tried. It's beautiful. If you have dry skin and you don't want to look dry, but you want to set your base down, the loose powder on the bottom is beautiful. I do like the pressed one as well. It's not, I would take the other two over this one, but it is still nice. I'm very picky with powders. Very picky, because I've got dry skin, because sometimes I want to look matte, but a lot of the time I still want to look glowy. But I like a glowy foundation, but then you have to set it down. It's a whole minefield out here, and we are working through it together. But that one, that loose powder, is the best loose powder that I've ever tried. Then for sort of finishing powders, I wouldn't necessarily set my foundation or concealer with these if they were very wet, but if I felt like I just needed to dial down shine a little bit, both of these are beautiful. So starting with the 17 Ultimate Look Finishing Powder. If you need something to maybe add a little bit of coverage, if you've got a spot that needs covering, if you are looking a little bit red down the centre of your face and you're just wanting to knock back the shine a little bit, powder it down, but also you wouldn't be mad if there was a little bit extra coverage, this is the one. There is a huge pan in this. I am going to finish this so soon. I have this in 010. They have different shades, obviously, because there is a level of coverage to this. So I, pardon me, I do highly recommend that you go into Boots to try and find your shade, because it's quite hard to tell online the shades that you maybe need. When I first bought this, I got 2 and that worked for me, but one is definitely better. And then the other one, this is the one that I've just been reaching for the last month or so. Huge pan, love it. I would say out of all of them, this is the most mattifying. This is the Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder. I actually think I got this free with an order, and I was like, I don't know if I would say that this would work for everybody, but it does work for me and it does work for my skin tone. The 17 one is a slightly yellowy base, so the yellow of this being a banana powder, that does work for my skin tone. I don't think it would work for everybody. This one doesn't have the same amount of coverage as the 17 one, but it does have that yellowy sort of base to it, but it's not a crazy amount of pigment. I mean, the 17 wasn't a crazy amount of pigment, but it does add a little bit of something. This one just does what it says on the tin. It just brightens. It just adds a little bit of brightness to wherever it is that you put it. Generally, I use this in like the side of the nose, under eye sort of area, to take down the shine, but also brighten, because that's where I need it. Okay, so I finally feel like we're starting to get there. This video is going to be over an hour long. I can only apologise, but also I am losing my voice, so you're welcome. If you've made it to this point, give the video a big thumbs up and leave me a comment down below with the crown emoji, so that I know that you've made it to nearly an hour into the video, because you are a queen. Okay, so for eyeshadows, I feel like this is going to surprise you, but also I thought that this was actually quite easy to pick. So I would pick the MUA Ultimate Obsessions Matte Neutral Eyeshadow Palette. So this is a 24 shade palette. This has got all of the brownie nudes that you could ever need. All of them. This is such a basic for me. This has everything that I could ever need in terms of browns, in terms of nudes. Even if I wanted to do something like grey toned, which I literally never do, this has got a row for it. It's got the most incredible matte white and everything in between, going all the way to a matte black. All matte shades, it's all of your bases covered. And then I would pick, I was actually umming and ahhing between this and the Beauty Bay 42 Pan Bright 2.0. I decided to go for this one because I love that this has got the shimmers, the duochromes, and it has all of the bright shades that I could ever need. This is the Cosmic Beauty Delicious Delights palette. This makes my mouth water to look at. If I want bright, colourful, any colourful look that I could ever want to do, I can do out of this palette, and it's got those special shades in there as well, but it also has all of the matte colours that I could ever want. I really like doing a pastel matte inner corner, and this has all of the shades that I would ever want to do that with, so this was quite an easy choice for me as like my colourful option. And then as my third option, it's a little bit of a cheat. I would pick my Pastel Roses little magnetic pans. So all of these are like multi-chrome, duochromes. I have more that I could fit in here. If you were making me only pick 3, I could fit more from one of my other palettes into here, and I would pick my top like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I would pick my top like 40-ish shades to go into here, and I would call it a day just at these 3, and I would be so happy. So then for eyeliners, it would have to be the 17 Ink Legend Tattoo eyeliner. Specifically, if you're only letting me pick one colour, I would go for bronze, 020 bronze. I always get the name wrong. I want to say like brown, but there is a brown one. bronze is beautiful. If I show you that up close, it is ever so slightly metallic. It's a beautiful warm brown. This on blue eyes makes your eye colour pop. It lasts all day. The most important thing for me, I will say the same spiel that I say about eyeliners and mascaras all of the time. It just needs to last. I don't really mind what the colour is. I don't really mind what the finish is. I need it to last. I need it to not crumble, not transfer, not do anything funky, junky. I don't need that in my life. Okay? I don't need that kind of negativity. I just need to be able to rely on my eyeliner and my mascara to stay where I put it. And this eyeliner, I mean, I would love to choose the black one as well, and the navy and the white, but if you're making me pick, I would pick the bronze because the colour is just perfection. Then for a black option, because I wear a wing most days, I wear a colourful wing a lot of the time, but most of the time it is a black, and this is the MUA Control Freak Precision Brush Tip Liner in black. This is a brush tip. It's in the name. It's so late. I am going bananas. Brush tip, so easy to apply. So easy to draw on. The liquid floods down into the tip so beautifully, just in the right way. There's not too much where it like globs up and goes everywhere, and it's not enough where it dries out as you're drawing, because that has happened. Both of those scenarios have happened so many times. Lasts all day. Again, comes in a few different colours now. They've got a beautiful brown, they've got a purple, they've got a green, they've also got a blue that I haven't tried yet, but I am certain that it's lovely. The black, however, is just such a staple in my makeup routine, and if I had to pick a black, it would be this one, because it's just so easy to use. It's it's just my perfect black liner. There is nothing I would change about it. Then I, again, only tested this product very recently. It's the eyeliner that I'm wearing today. I already need all of the shades because this is just so deliciously pigmented and shifty. This is the Moira Supernova Multichrome Gel Liner. Specifically this shade, which like I say is the one that I'm wearing today. This is 009 Buzz. This is the deepest, darkest blue. You're not even going to be able to see the shift because it's... And I don't want to draw it on my hand to show you because that's a waste. It shifts to like a violet, like a deep purple but bright. Does that make any sort of sense? But it's also blue. Like I say, it's what the eyeliner that I'm wearing today. Granted, it doesn't really go with the green eyeshadow, but I was making do with the whole theme of the last video that you will have seen. Beautiful, lasts all day. You can use these in your waterline, scribble it in like your lower waterline. I wouldn't say it lasts all day in the waterline, but I don't know if anything would. But you can really see that shifty colour even in the very small sort of precise area of a waterline, which is just incredible if you think about it. Like, and especially for the price, like you think there's other brands that are doing multi-chrome, duochrome eyeliners and they are 3, 4, 5 times the price of this. I am an affordable makeup girly at all times because I just think, I don't even know how much this was. Was this like £6, £7? And there's other brands out here charging whatever they want and the products aren't actually as good. There, I said it. I said it. So, onto mascaras. Let's talk about the one that I'm wearing because, again, very recent find for me, but one that I have worn on enough occasions now to know that it is the real deal in terms of longevity. And I will also caveat this by saying I don't like tubing mascaras, but it's a big but. Revolution Wrap Lash Mega Extension Volume Tubing Mascara. This stuff is incredible. It's incredible. I love a big, chunky, dramatic, volumized lash. I like a spidery looking lash, okay? I like my lashes to tickle my eyebrows. I like long, but also thick. I'm not cool enough to say that. I take that back. I absolutely retract that last statement. It's so easy to build up. It's really quick to apply. Sometimes to get like this level of dramatic lashes, you need to do like 3 layers. Honestly, this was like 1.5, 2 layers just to get this level of drama, and you can absolutely build it up to get more than this. I have on occasion. I have this in the brown shade, but I do also want to get the burgundy one and probably the black one as well, because it's fantastic. If you're getting married and you're going to be crying, I highly recommend this stuff. If you are going to a funeral, crying, understandable, it won't budge. It will not budge. I have worn this on multiple occasions to work, but I wore this to work when it was like 27 degrees outside and I work in a kitchen. We had the oven on all day. I was sweating. Here's a story. It was so hot. I had a damp tea towel that I kept putting in the freezer, and I was just resting it on my head. That is how hot it was, and that is also how much I hate the heat and just cannot stand it. And that's in April, okay? It's only gonna get worse. Like, please just move me to, like, I don't know, where's it cold? Norway? Like, I just want to live somewhere cold, please, because I can't handle it. I'm no good. But I can absolutely say that this will stand up to whatever you throw at it. Out of all of the mascaras here, this is the most long lasting. The other two are long lasting because that is what I need, but this is absolute cream of the crop. It's my favourite mascara, and I've only had it at this point like 2 weeks. But I already need the burgundy and also the black because that's what I generally just wear a black every single day. So also the Essence Call Me Queen Dramatic False Lash Effect Mascara. This I would say is more, they're all long lasting and they're all like transfer proof. This one is more natural looking in that if you wanted this to be very, very dramatic, you would need to do like more coats of it to get it to really, really build up to that. But if I'm just doing a no makeup sort of a look and I want something very, very lightweight looking, this just does one little lick of something really does that. Like, it does sort of thicken up the lash, but it separates it. That's what this one does. It separates the lashes more to make it more natural looking. I hope that that makes sense. And then the last one that I wanted to talk about today is the MUA Amplify Statement Lash Full Volume Lash Effect Mascara. I have tried over the years so many different MUA mascaras and none of them have impressed me. None of them have given me the volume that I want. Even one that is literally called Volume and it's in like a purpley tube didn't do it for me, and also like smudged like crazy. This one, thickening, also lengthening, also dramatic, but also lasts all day on me. And it's so black. It's incredible. And more affordable. I think this is like £3.75. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. But such a good, very, very, like the MUA one and the Revolution one, very, very easy to get your hands on. You can just get them from Superdrug, wherever. The Essence one, more difficult. If you want my recommendation, I always go to either Notino or Just My Look for Essence. Catrice, Moira is on Just My Look, but they are the places that I go to for those. I recommend Notino over Just My Look because generally the prices are a little bit cheaper on there. So we are on to the lip products, and I have only picked nude products here, which may surprise you, but I feel like I go through phases, and sometimes I'm like, I want nothing on the eyes apart from mascara, but I want a bold lip. I feel like I was definitely in that last year, and maybe I will get into that like further into summer. I've just been loving eyeshadow recently and like wanting all of the colour on my eyes specifically, and like a colourful liner I have been loving, but that does mean that I have been wearing more nude, pinky nudie toned lip products rather than red and also orange. But if you want more lip product recommendations, I do have a whole video where I go over my top 10, but these are the ones that I have been using the most recently, and the ones, like, these are all nude options because that's just the era that I'm in at the minute. So starting with the lip products that I've got on today, it is MUA. Who is surprised? This is the MUA Intense Colour Lip Liner in Heroic. If you are my sort, and for lip products, okay, MUA, just trust me on this one. Their colour range, their shade range, and also the variety, and you'll see what I mean by that in a minute, the variety of different products that they have, all in that incredible shade range. I think they have like 22 different shades in lip liner, matte lipsticks, lip gloss, glowy satin lip products. Like, MUA, their lip products are incredible. And like I say, if you are my sort of skin tone, Heroic is the perfect Your Lips But Better lip liner, but also other lip products. We'll get there. Also the e.l.f. Cream Glide lip liners. I'm not over these. Pinky Swear. All nude options, but Pinky Swear is beautiful. If you want something that's not necessarily going to be like the most long lasting, but so creamy and lovely feeling on the lips, you can also just like scribble in the lips and put a little bit of lip balm on. That is when I would generally go for the e.l.f. one. And if you need long lasting, if you need creamy to draw it on but also sets down, the Essence 8 Hour Comfort Matte Lip Liner. This is in Cushion Talk. This, I would say, actually out of all of them, is probably my favourite lip liner of all time. This colour is perfection. This colour is the perfect pinky nude that just works. It just works for my skin tone. They've got a really, really great colour range for the Essence ones. I do actually believe that the e.l.f. ones, have they brought out new shades recently? Or have I made that up in my head? I'm like, e.l.f., if you could bring out an orange one, and also Essence actually, if you could bring out an orange, like a matte red, orangey toned red, that would be great, thanks. Because we need more orange lip options, she says, as she hasn't picked one. All three of those, beautiful. I have, as I'm sure I've mentioned, I've got dry skin, I have got dry lips. I need creamy, but also I sometimes I need things that are very, very long lasting, and those, well, the MUA and the Essence ones are incredibly, incredibly long lasting. And then, can you hear my voice going? This video is going to be so long. I can only apologise. So for the lipstick. I say lipstick, but I actually only have one actual like full lipstick here. Two from MUA. So we've got the Creamy Matte Lipstick. So just to recap, the lip liner I had in Heroic. The lipstick, however, super nude. The way that this, with the lip liner, this is just a little bit lighter, a little bit pinker. I actually used this with a dark lip liner the last time I used it, and it's looking a little funky, so let me just clean that up a little bit. But the way that this colour works with my skin tone, works with that lip liner, works with so many lip liners. Like, you obviously don't have to use this one or any of them with the lip liner from the same brand. You can use whatever you want, but I think if I was getting married this year, this is the lipstick that I would use, because it's just my lips but better, matte, so long lasting. I wouldn't say kiss proof, I wouldn't go that far, but just so comfortable feeling. It's not like the matte lipsticks from 2015. It's not like that, but so lovely feeling on the lips. Really just sort of swipe on and lasts like a decent amount of time. Then also from MUA is the Satin Sheen Lip Stylo, also in super nude. The difference with this is this looks and feels like a lip balm, but has the pigment of a lipstick. This doesn't have the lasting power, but I mean, it's been a while, hasn't it? It's so beautiful. And they smell the same as the bronzer. It's so creamy and balmy feeling. Like, they do genuinely just feel like a lip balm. But it has the colour payoff of a full-on lipstick. Just beautiful. I just love. I don't think I would pick the Satin Sheen Lip Stylo if I was getting married this year, because it is glossy, like it's not gonna last, whereas the matte one has more lasting power. But just for an everyday, honestly, I have one of those in my bag. Like, I have multiple of the same shade because I just love it. It goes with everything. That's what it is for me. Like, the shade, it's like once you find something that you love, buy it in every shade. I am going to buy this mascara in every shade. I am going to buy that lipstick in every shade. I have a pot. This pot here is full of MUA Satin Sheen Lip Stylos. I have every single shade. I love them. And sometimes I'm like, oh, I just need something a little bit more pink. And I'm like, I know where I can look for that, because they just have everything covered. And the last product that I'm going to talk about today is the Beauty Bay Lip Tint. This is in the shade Slippers. This is the slightly pinky toned nude lip tint. Now, I don't necessarily see, in this shade, I don't necessarily see any sort of crazy staining. Like, once the glossy finish has gone, because it's so close to my lip colour, like my natural lip colour, it doesn't necessarily look like anything. But saying that, the other shades, specifically the orange, which I found, it was in my car, it stains. So if you are a lighter skin tone than me, or if perhaps your lips just aren't that pigmented and you want something that's going to look your lips but better but tint, this is one of the best lip tints that this is the best lip tint that I've ever tried. I haven't tried all that many. I would be interested in trying more, because I think the concept of it being something that stains and something that lasts all day, I really, really like the idea of that. I wouldn't necessarily say that the stain of this one is the reason that I love it. I love the colour, I love the glossy finish, I love the experience of applying it. I don't know, I've just been reaching for this one so much. And that my friend, is everything. I was about to say I'm gonna have to go and microwave my coffee, but my tea, sorry, but I'm not sure I even want to because I put way too much sugar in it. But I wanted to just say a massive thank you if you have made it to the very end of this video. Gold stars for you. You are the MVP. I appreciate you so much. I would love to hear down below if any of these would be in your top 3 for that category. I would love to hear if you're going to pick any of these up, if you already have them, if you love them, or if you have these products and you're like, girl, you are tripping, those products are awful. I want to know how you feel about these if you have tried them, because I know that we are all so different. I know everybody has different preferences and like what we look for in products will be very different, but I want to know if any of these that I consider the cream of the crop, like the absolute tippity top products in that category, I want to know what you think of them. Because honestly, I'm just looking at my table now and I'm like, oh, I just love all of these. I don't want to tidy this away, but I have to because I cannot even touch my table. There are so many products on here. So thank you ever so much for watching right to the end of this completely rambly nearly hour and a half video. I hope that you have had a fantastic day. If there are other videos that you'd like to see from me, let me know either down below in the comment section or over on Instagram. It is just Millie Davison, the same as is here. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I would say I promise I don't always ramble like this, but I do. I just normally split it up into not an hour and a half long video. I normally like to get a few more videos out of this amount of talking, but until next time, thank you ever so much for watching. Bye bye.